will you explain to these lovely people why we have
Hello, lovely people.
the reason we have to do
Oh, say hi. I'm so sorry. Hi, guys. Don't edit it. Dad, put that in the bloopers.
All right, so you can see the big gaping hole in the front of our house. When we leveled and made things square, unfortunately, it made the slider door that was there no longer fit. So in due fashion of jumping around, we are now going to focus on this front door before we finish the rest of the flooring. Hopefully my husband will insert a picture now of what was here before, and that way you guys can get an idea, and then you can watch us work and see the beautiful work afterwards. Hope you enjoy.
Alright, will you explain to these lovely people why we have
Hello, lovely people.
the reason we have to do so much alterations is simply because if you have ever lived in a travel trailer like we have or in a mobile home, you obviously know that theoretically the windows and doors are not made the same as they are in a conventional home. You still have 2x4 framing, but yet the windows and doors are essentially like 1.5 to 2 inches thick.
That's just in this house. The average mobile home is made with like 1x1s.
So the other thing is that the original doors in here are made for like hobbits.
And we're short people.
So an average door in this mobile home is, I want to say, like just under 6 feet, and I'm 5'9", so that's essentially not that big of a door, and it's only a 30 inches wide too, so which means like bringing furniture or anything like that is super ridiculous to try to get it in here. So we wanted to make it more of a home by installing real windows, like actual size windows, and not these type of style, and an actual front door. So that's why we have to do so much alteration when it comes to installing things like this. We experienced the same kind of stuff when we lived in our travel trailer as well. So fun times.
Alright, so before breaking down the whole perspective of what I just explained, basically we brought the door in and we dry fitted everything to make sure we had a decent perspective of how we were going to make the modifications for this doorway. So as you can see right now, I'm cutting into the original header. I didn't want to go through an extensive amount of work of raising the whole header when I knew simply I was only going to be using a portion of that. So what I did was fabricated it to where eventually it was the same thickness as 2 top plates. At this point I was unable to film the installation of the door, but as you can see, the door is in, it was functioning. We were pressed for time because we were heading out of town that weekend, and I definitely didn't want to leave my house wide open in the front. So at this point we are back from our weekend getaway, and now we are able to tackle the rest of the front of the house, which means putting some more siding on. But before we do that, we had to address the siding that was under the awning. We had to detach the awning from the house so that way we can get the siding off that was under it. While that was taking place, I went ahead and reframed everything, and then before I could get squared away, we obviously needed to make the cross braces so that we had something to drill the siding to. As you can see, all the cross braces are being installed, and now it is time to put the siding on. At this point, I'm just making sure the door still closes properly. Every step that I make, I want to make sure that the door still closes properly. So now here's the first piece of siding to go in. We're putting it up under the awning, as you can see, so that way water does not cascade into our house. And then I went up top and screwed it all back in. Alright, now at this point we're starting the deconstruction of the front by taking out the windows first so that way they don't break. I actually set those at the curb and they were gone by the next day. That's kind of nice. Now here we are just ripping out some of the studs on the inside, and we are going to reconfigure the framing pattern for this wall. Obviously still sticking with the concept of 16 on center for each stud, making sure they're square, true, and plumb. We have come to find over time that the easiest process for this is to actually take out what you're not going to use and then do all of the framing first, then put the re-siding on.
Alright, so there's definitely one rule that we have here when working on something of the exterior of the house. No matter how much it looks like it's going to rain, don't say it looks like it's going to rain. Kim jinxed us.
Fortunately, we were able to stay dry because of the overhang of our roof, and we are also doing work inside. But like I was saying, we've come to find that it's much easier to do the framing first and then put the siding up. As you can see, I have somewhat of the window framed out. I don't have top and bottom plates at the moment, but I at least have the window framed out. I've said it in other videos, but man, I sure wish we actually worked this fast. I'd probably be done with this house by now. Alright, dry fit the window, make sure it fits. Everything is level. Alright. Now this is where all the fun begins. Now we have to do all the cross braces once again, which is a bit time consuming. But this is what the siding gets screwed to. Time to pop a line and get busy. Now what I'm doing is drawing out the square for where the window will go, and for some crazy reason I was not able to actually find the footage, unfortunately, of the window being installed, which is a huge aspect of the front of this house, but nevertheless we move forward. This is me just screwing in all of the siding onto the cross braces and cutting in for that last sliver of siding to go up. That last piece was actually a bit difficult to get in. We kept getting hung up on things that we just couldn't see, but we eventually got through it and we were able to get it installed. Alright, without further ado, here's the new front of the house.
Alright, well there you have it, guys. A completely finished front of the house. New door, new windows, everything is installed perfectly, nice and tight, sealed all of it up. I appreciate you guys coming along with me and my wife and experiencing the whole front end of this house being changed to a whole new look, and it definitely changes the aspect of the front end completely. I am super excited to have everything framed out and the new window installed and the new door. We will work on casing out the window and doors later on down the road and putting up a nice light fixture. But other than that, I am super excited the fact that this has come a long way from the very beginning.